Well, living environment fans, here we are, one of the last Bellringers of the whole year. Don't worry, they'll be back in 2023. But it's also game day number one. Remember, by today, your games are ready to be played, and I'm going to start playing some of them and finish up tomorrow and give you your grade on the game. But don't forget, there's some paperwork you still have to do as well for the game. All right, let's get on with today's Bellringer.
All right. Hey now. Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class. You might learn a ton. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
He's interested too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class. And he's super cool. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
Autotrophs, producers, autotrophs. They can make their own food, usually through photosynthesis, right? Usually. Although there are some other autotrophs that do what's called chemosynthesis. That is, they can make organic molecules from inorganic molecules, but don't use light. But we're going to focus primarily on the plant type things that have chlorophyll and can capture the energy of light and trap it into complex carbohydrates. Well, simple carbohydrates, and then trap them into complex carbohydrates as well. Now, my learning target for you for this week with photosynthesis is, do you know the two steps of photosynthesis? There are two steps, right? We have one that occurs in the thylakoid of the chloroplast, where water is broken into bits. And then step two occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast, where the Calvin cycle happens, where basically carbon dioxides and hydrogens are stuck together, right? We call this one the light-dependent reaction. This one's called the light-independent reaction. Sometimes we just call this the light reaction, and this is the dark reaction. Although I think light-independent is a better name because it doesn't have to be dark. You can do this, plants can do this if the lights are on too. See? And of course, by virtue of being the makers, we also call autotrophs producers, right? I mean, the energy actually comes from the sun. The producers don't produce energy. They produce organic molecules using the energy of the sun. And a couple things you need to remember from your 7th grade ecology is that, as organisms eat in the food chain, they use up some of the energy, some of the calories they got by eating from the level before. So as you go up the food chain, towards your end of the food chain, there's less and less energy available. So that's why you always have fewer predators than prey in a typical ecosystem. It's just hard to be at the top of the food chain. All right? And we'll talk more about that when we do ecology work next year. But yeah, so today, you finished up this Bellringer. You got an ed puzzle about carbon cycle. And then if you have in class today, you finish up, make sure you've written out the rules of your game and your game is ready to be played. And then in lab today or lab tomorrow, that's when I'm going to go around and I'm going to play each of the games for evaluation. All right, so this is your last chance today to tidy things up. Bon chance, good luck.